The early internet had some of the weirdest websites to ever exist. And as opposed to the weird stuff nowadays, I wanted to explore sites from the 2000s and 90s, back when the internet was a very different place. Some of these sites are more unserious and bizarre by nature, while others are pretty unsettling and I honestly couldn't even believe they were real. All of these websites were available on the surface web, and none of the entries are in any sort of particular order. So I wanted to talk about some that personally stood out to me. Okay, cool. Enjoy. humanpets.com. humanpets.com was a website that was launched around the mid-2000s. Originally launched as a Facebook application, it allowed users to own other people as virtual pets, buying, selling, and interacting with other users in a social environment. Once someone becomes your pet, you can feed them, pet them, rename them, cage them, and even limit their ability to interact with others. The website described itself as an online hangout where you can make friends, chat, play games, and have fun meeting people. Everyone on Human Pets has their own avatar as an animal. You can be fed, pet, taken on trips, nicknamed, etc. You could also join herds of animals, secretly escape from owners, or even open up your own shop. The website featured a lot of mini games, user profiles, public message boards, and even a marketplace using the site's internal point system. The website had a ton of features and content to it, with the herd feature basically being a weird mix of a MySpace group and a digital pet club, where users could create communities where people could gather around shared interests, with popular users on the website being seen worth more than others. The site became incredibly popular when released, reportedly boosting over 1.5 million users at its peak, with the site also having a large dating aspect to it. Now, with a concept like owning other humans as pets, unfortunately, it was only going to be a matter of time before the freaks found the website. And quickly, the website became something it really wasn't intended for. It wasn't until 2008, Facebook had removed the Human Pets application due to users sharing images within the app. In an article, it stated that Patrick Shu, the developer of the application, was notified at 12 a.m. in the morning and was given a 2-hour time frame to take down the photos or have the application removed entirely. Patrick made a series of frantic emails to Facebook to keep the application up, but it was unsuccessful. Patrick Shu is also the creator of Tech Lead, a channel with over 1.47 million subscribers. The website fell into obscurity in the early 2010s, but is surprisingly still up and available to use and has not updated since its early days. It was for sure one of the more strange roleplay social websites that existed during that time. Bumfights.com. Bumfights.com was a video series and website made in 2002, known for showcasing homeless people primarily in the San Diego area, who were called bums, engaging in fights, dangerous stunts, and humiliating behavior, which was all filmed and sold as entertainment. The original series was created and directed by a group of filmmakers under the name Indecline Films. They released the Bum Fights Volume 1 DVD in 2002, and the website was created to sell, promote, and distribute the series. The series would not only show fights and dangerous stunts, but also make the homeless people do harmful or painful acts done for shock value, and even tagging the Bum Fights logo on one of them in exchange for money, food, or alcohol. The website quickly gained mass attention online for its exploitative and disturbing content. By June of 2002, over 250,000 copies of the first volume were reportedly sold for $22 each. But of course, the site received a massive backlash from the public and the media. The website even had its own media hype section, with quotes from news outlets and people basically just trolling and mocking them. In 2002, multiple arrests were made in connection to the Bum Fight series and lawsuits followed. 2 homeless men who say they were paid to hurt themselves and beat each other up for a video, which sold on the internet, filed lawsuits Wednesday against the filmmakers who also faced criminal charges. In April of 2006, the 4 original filmmakers surrendered rights to produce any more Bum Fights videos, or distribute any videos that were already made, and were obligated to pay compensation to 3 of the homeless men that were depicted in the videos, which essentially killed the website and series. There was also the time in 2006 where one of the creators of Bumfights.com, Ty Beeson, went on the Dr. I No Longer Hold a License Phil show. He dressed as Dr. Phil to obviously mock him and was immediately kicked off the show. The series ended after 4 releases, and around 2008 the website was completely gone for good. And if you guys wanted to truly grasp how much these films suck, I wanted to highlight one of the many similar reviews from IMDb. Disgusting and sick. This movie must be the sickest ever. The producers behind this movie are some, well, sick bastards. Even sicker than you can imagine. If you thought you had seen horrifying movies before, this is worse. They attack a homeless man lying asleep, tie him up, and hit him hard. That was too much for me. I had to puke. The youngsters fighting was not a problem, although they obviously fought because the camera was actually there. It should be banned in more countries than it already is. Don't see bum fights. That's my point with this review. Neither should you support it by buying it. Bumfights.com will always serve as one of the many strange websites done for shock value during the early internet. Cryingwhileeating.com. This is probably the most self-explanatory entry in the entire video. It was a website where people would send clips of themselves crying while they ate. The site launched around 2004 by a man named Evan, who came up with the idea as a kind of art project or social experiment. People could record themselves eating pretty much anything while crying and upload it to the site. Some videos were obviously joking and intentionally made for the website, as some users could vote for the best clip, while others seemed pretty legit and were honestly kinda uncomfortable to watch. The website was basic, just a page with a list of video names and links. When you clicked one, you'd see a short clip of someone crying over their meal. Some described why they were crying, while others didn't say anything at all. Each video would give the user's name and the reason why they were crying while eating. Like Lindsay, who was eating blueberry pancakes and was crying because, quote, material goods no longer make her happy. And there were a lot of very similar entries to this one. The site closed around 2012/2013. with the original content of the site being deleted, but some of the videos still live on through re-uploads and archives. Not much is known about the creator of the website, and it's not really clear what the purpose of the website was even intended for. ZetaTalk.com. ZetaTalk.com was launched in 1995 by a woman named Nancy Leader, who claimed she was receiving messages from aliens called the Zetas, from of course, the Zeta star system. According to Nancy, these aliens had chosen her as a communication tool to warn humanity about an impending global catastrophe. The site became known for its detailed predictions of Planet X, which was supposedly a massive planet that would pass near Earth, causing mass destruction and basically killing almost the entire human race. Nancy had claimed that Planet X would come and destroy the Earth sometime around 2003, but it never happened. The website claimed that the government was covering up its existence and that people needed to prepare for disasters like pole shifts and global flooding, along with tsunamis and earthquakes, with the website having an extensive archive of all the reports from the Zetas. And it almost seems like she's managed to preserve almost every conversation about the Zetas since the 90s. The website has newsletters, interviews, Q&A sessions, and also links to the Nancy Leader YouTube channel, which is just about as weird as you would expect. The channel and website does have a small cult following and has gained a lot of interest among conspiracy theorists over the years. The website currently has over 20,000 subscribers and over 140 videos, and the channel is basically just an extension of the Zeta Talk website. The videos are about claims of receiving messages from Zetas, talking about UFOs, and survival advice about the upcoming disasters. The simple design of the site has remained mostly the same since when it opened back in 1995, as the website is still up and running. The community surrounding around ZetaTalk.com also eventually made a website in 2009 called poleshift.ning.com, which talks about all the stuff I already previously mentioned about ZetaTalk.com, but also has other survival tips and government conspiracies, but in more of a community aspect with regular updates and posts from its members. Nancy hasn't uploaded a video on her channel in about 3 years, but she still regularly uploads on her websites. SaveToby.com. SaveToby.com, which was originally a clickbait pop-up ad. It was a website that was launched around 2005, which was centered around someone threatening to eat his own pet bunny if he didn't receive $50,000 in donations. They also give users a chance to buy the Save Toby merch and by purchasing the book. But if the $50,000 weren't met, they were going to cook and eat their pet bunny Toby. The homepage featured pictures of Toby along with the message, "Welcome. Toby is the cutest little bunny on the planet. Unfortunately, he will die on June 30th, 2005 if you don't help. I rescued him several months ago. I found him under my porch soaking wet, injured from what appeared to be an attack from an alley cat. I took him in thinking he had no chance to live with his injuries. I have spent several months nursing him to health. Unfortunately, on June 30th, 2005, Toby will die. I am going to eat him. I am going to take Toby to a butcher and have him slaughter this cute bunny. I will then prepare Toby for a midsummer feast. I have several recipes under consideration, which can be seen with some pretty graphic images under the recipe section." Now, reading this out loud, it's pretty clear that the website owner was just trying to make this into a joke. But the website actually did have recipes on how to cook rabbits, such as the recipe for rabbit stew. It quickly gained a lot of attention online, especially as it became a joke among internet users at the time. Eventually, animal rights groups became aware of the website and were pretty mad about it. And the site drew major media attention and was even featured on NBC Nightly News. The original deadline for receiving the money was June 30th, 2005. When the deadline passed, they extended it to November 6, 2006, claiming the website had PayPal problems. The book was released in September of 2005. With that, they also made another threat of if it didn't sell 100,000 copies, they would eat Toby. And as for the book itself, it just included stories about Toby, letters and fake emails from people begging them not to eat the bunny, and more rabbit recipes. Eventually, the site owners shut the website down due to donations slowing down, and just overall the joke no longer being funny to them, along with all the pressure, outrage, and death threats they were receiving at the time as well. The website was taken down sometime during 2007, and as far as we know, Toby was never harmed.